So today's class is on gravitational potential, and this point is very much similar to electrostatics, that is electric potential. Let's have some comparison. Okay, in electrostatics we have taken a charge q and let a point p which is at a distance say r. It is a point p which is at a distance say r. Then electric potential at a point p due to isolated point charge q is given by k. K means 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into q divided by distance r. So today we have to take a gravitational potential, that is instead of q, if I take a mass and it's a point p which is at a distance r, then gravitational potential at point p due to isolated point mass m is given by V is equal to, instead of k in gravitation we have to write capital G, instead of capital Q in gravitation it is capital M divided by distance. It is very much similar. See, in electrostatics, potential at a point due to positive charge is taken as positive, and potential at a point due to negative charge is taken as negative. But in gravitation, there is no such positive and negative mass. Therefore, commonly here we have to take minus sign. One thing. And second, potential at a point due to multiple masses is given by, in electrostatics we have written potential at a point due to number of charges is given by k into summation of charge by distance. In magnetism also we can write potential at a point due to multiple masses is given by minus as it is. Instead of k it is capital G into summation of charge by distance in electrostatic. In magnetism it is mass by distance, right? So this is potential at a point due to multiple masses. Not only due to point charge masses, we can also write for bodies, that is for solid sphere, hollow sphere, ring, disc, etc. Everything we can write in comparison with electrostatics. Okay, copy. Now, electric potential at a point due to solid sphere, say it is a solid sphere, right? Now I am taking it is the center of the solid sphere. Okay, instead of writing here I will represent by different here. I am taking 3 points, one inside the sphere, second on the surface, third outside the sphere. Let A is a point which is at a distance smaller from the center of the sphere, and B is a point which is on the surface, means it is at a distance equal to radius of the sphere, and this is the say point C which is at a distance x, from the center of the sphere. Now, in electrostatic solid conducting sphere and in magnetism sphere, conditions are same. Now, today we have to write three things. One, outside the sphere, electric potential at a point outside the sphere. Next, on the surface of the sphere. Next, inside the sphere. Now we have to write for electrostatics as well as for gravitation. Here first I will try to write electrostatics. For outside, that is potential, I am writing potential. Potential at a point outside the sphere, that is at point A, is given by K into Q divided by distance R. And on the surface, V suffix B, that is on the surface, K Q divided by R. And I will try to write here, inside V suffix C, that is inside. Hope you might have remembered K Q divided by 2 R cube in bracket 3 R square minus X square. This is a electric potential at a point due to solid conducting sphere. Similarly, using this knowledge, we can write for gravitation. See, electric potential at point A means outside the sphere. Similarly, instead of K, we have to write capital G. Instead of Q, we have to write mass divided by distance. Don't forget to write negative signs. We'll write it later. On the surface, say capital G, capital M by R. And for inside the sphere, instead of K, it is capital G, capital M. Remaining as it is 2R cube in bracket 3R square minus X square. Only difference is electric potential at a point is positive or negative, depends on charge of the sphere. But in case of gravitation, it is common, that is minus, here also minus, right? And once again, it is important to remember potential at the center of the sphere, V, at the center of solid sphere, Okay, if I want to take center here means it is inside means I should take the third case. Here distance from the center is represented by x. If I want to take at the center, then x is 0. Means when you put x equal to 0 in this expression, you get V at the center of the solid sphere. Okay, substitute and simplify. Please try. Hope you got it. It's a minus 3 capital G capital M by 2R. Okay, so copy. Next, after this solid sphere, now I will try to take hollow sphere. Hollow sphere. Electric potential at a point due to hollow sphere and gravitational potential at a point due to hollow sphere. As you have studied in electrostatics, electric potential at a point outside as well as on the surface is the same for solid as well as for hollow. Here also, in gravitation also, gravitational potential at a point outside as well as on the surface are the same for solid as well as for hollow. Hence, I'll write same thing. Only change is inside. Inside the sphere, potential inside the sphere is equal to constant. Here also V is constant. Gravitational potential inside the sphere is constant. Okay, constant, but how much is the question? For that, in electrostatics we proved using E is equal to minus dV by dx, we proved that V inside is equal to V on the surface. V inside is equal to V on the surface. Therefore, that is equal to, direct I will write for gravitation, minus capital G capital M by R. Okay, so this is for gravitational potential at a point due to hollow sphere. Okay, take it. Now graphs. Graph. Okay, first I'll draw here for solid sphere. Try to draw here for hollow sphere. See here for solid. Say it is a solid sphere. Is V. Up to here is the radius R. You know, here we have seen if for solid V at the center is equal to 3gm by R to R. V on surface is equal to gm by R. 3 by 2, here it is 1. Means it's clear that V at the center is more than V on the surface. Hence it is more. The variation of potential with the distance for solid sphere is here. Similarly for hollow sphere. Hollow. Is the center. Surface. It is the radius R. This is V for hollow. See, we know that V inside is equal to V on the surface, that is constant. As we go, it goes on, decreases like this. It is a graph of gravitational potential due to solid sphere as well as for hollow sphere. Okay, copy. Now, the next, you can write gravitational potential at a point due to a ring. Due to a ring. It is like this. So it is a ring of radius r, and this is the axis of the ring. Now we want gravitational potential at a point which is at a distance say x from the center of the ring. Then from electrostatics you have written, and using from electrostatic, by comparing electrostatic directly, you can write it as minus capital G capital M divided by under root of r square plus x square. Okay, so this you have to remember. This is our gravitational potential concept. Now, the relation between potential and intensity. Relation between gravitational potential and gravitational intensity. That is relation between E and V. Next is relation between gravitational field intensity and gravitational potential. As like electrostatics, directly I can write intensity, field intensity is equal to minus dV divided by dr. That is, field is equal to negative gradient of potential. And in vector form we can write, in vector form we can write it as E is equal to minus dV by dx I cap minus dV by dy j cap minus dV by dz k cap. It is in vector form. You know, in electrostatics we come to know, when V is given, E is given, V can be calculated, or when V is given, E can be calculated. Example, when V is given, then E is obtained by differentiation of V. Or when E is given, how do we calculate V? Then in electrostatics we come to know that then V is equal to integration, minus integration of E into dr, where r varies from initial to final. So this and this are very much important. From here I can write this equation. So this is the relation between E and V. Based on this heading we have lot of questions. We solved many questions in electrostatics. Here also all questions are similar in gravitation also. Okay, we can see one by one. Please copy. Okay, one by one. From simple question we will start. Consider we have two masses m1, here is m2. Both are say separated by distance d. Then what is the gravitational potential at the midpoint of m1 and m2 is the question. Okay, say midpoint means here to here distance is d by 2. Here to here distance is also d by 2. Then potential is given by, since at the center potential is due to more than one mass, hence I can say capital G in bracket summation of mass by distance. Your mass is m1, corresponding distance is d by 2, means whole divided by d by 2. Instead of whole divided by, if I multiply, it will be 2 by d. Plus here also m2, mass divided by distance is once again d by 2. Instead of dividing, if I multiply, it will be 2 by d. Don't forget to put minus sign. Then v can be written as, here 2 and 2 by d is common, therefore minus 2 g by d is common. Remaining is m1 plus m2, right? Next, next, suppose if we have two masses, say m1 and m2. Can you write potential at the third corner? Yes, you can practice. And try to write potential at the center also. Similarly, if we have a square of side n, and at each corner you can take same mass or different mass, it is left to you. Suppose if you take a same mass, then what is the v at the center of the square? Similarly, consider this a square. Three masses cap m, m are placed at three corner. And what is the potential at fourth corner? What is the potential at fourth corner? Hope you can able to write these. Please practice. Another question. Let infinite number of masses are placed along x-axis. Infinite number of masses of 1 kg. It is placed at 1 meter, 2 meter, little bit far, 4 meter, next at 8 meter and so on. Everywhere we are placing 1 kg, 1 kg, 1 kg and so on. Then what is the gravitational potential at the center? O is the question. So for that solution, as we know, V, here there is a potential due to more than one mass. Hence I can say minus capital G in bracket mass divided by distance. Here everywhere mass is also same. I can take common that is 1 kg. Now in bracket only I have to take distance 1 by 1 plus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 8 plus dash dash dash. Now this can also be written as minus g in bracket 1 plus 1 by 2 plus it is 4 can be written as 1 by 2 square, 8 can be written as 1 by 2 cube and so on. You know this is like GP, then minus G. Your formula to take the sum of numbers in GP is A divided by 1 minus R, where A is the first number, R is the common ratio. So here it is 1, common ratio is 1 by 2. Here A is equal to 1, R is equal to 1 by 2, and simplify you can get the answer. Okay, probably it will be 2 capital G by, yes, 2 into capital G is answer. Maybe practice this. Okay, we'll take some more questions on this in the next hour.